Radiant team ban.
It's gotta be, now that I see Keeper of the Light, I'm shifting more towards this Earthshaker position 4 or Tusk for
Team
NIGMA.
Liquid's turn to ban.
And with a Rubik ban, that's a pretty good signal as well.
Yeah.
That's so good, isn't it? I like the bans out from Liquid though, just going over them quickly. Prophet, Io, and Chantress Chen. A lot of this, maneuverability across the map with Chen Prophet, and the relocate from Io, of course. It's able to allow you to dominate that map positioning, and then a lot of pushing power from all four of
If
those
you
heroes
had to
too.
describe these 4 heroes, it's like global presence, good laning stage,
5
sustain,
seconds remaining.
and push.
Team Liquid's turn to pick.
And then the Bounty Hunter ban.
Why bounty? Huh, they might be thinking about something like a timber saw. It's definitely
Some kind of
yeah.
like solo laner somewhere. Some kind of melee solo laner. Phoenix, Shadow Demon, Lone Druid and Lycan, a
10
couple of respect
seconds
bans there from NIGMA up at the top as well. Liquid with the immediate pick
5
coming out of that
seconds
second
remaining.
stage.
If you check Team Liquid's names, Taiga is not in their guild.
Oh, that's rough. Left the squad. I wonder whose guild he's joined. Because I saw a bunch of Team Secret had joined the Arteezy guild. I'm not sure if that's a guild that Arteezy made or if they've made it to make fun of him or something. Everyone's joining all their buddies' guilds. Right now, you don't have a great
Radiant
way
team pick.
of catching and locking down Ember Spirit. Treant Protect are going to come out now. It's a very strong laning hero. Bane and Treant both going to secure your lanes and be that looming presence that's always trading hits with your opposing support very nicely and effectively.
It's also root against Ember Spirit. Like, any kind of spirit does not like to play into root mechanic. And here we go, another layer of protection. You have Will-O-Wisp, you have Abaddon, low cooldown ability that removes grip, which in my opinion is can't find the proper word. All I'm getting is some bad words that I should not say.
Busted.
Okay,
10
busted
seconds remaining.
sounds fine. Yeah, he has 6 seconds cooldown
5
on shield, and then he
remaining.
removes a 2-minute ability from Bane.
It seems like it should be illegal, that's for sure. Yeah, also able to, dispel off Shadow Strike in the lane if that Queen of Pain does shift into one of the side lanes. We've got a nice way to mitigate a lot of her early laning presence.
Radiant
Usually when we see
team
Treant, it's like to combo up with something, but there's no Phoenix.
Right now, they are very, very limited on the burst damage against Morphling. You have Ember Spirit, who we already said builds into Spirit Vessel, Keeper of the Light, and Abaddon. They really don't threaten a kill on Morphling. And there's also Sustain coming out from Treant Protector's Living Armor,
10
Leech
seconds
Seed.
remaining.
Bane might also save you with the Nightmare. Sometimes that half a
5
second is
seconds
enough.
remaining.
And it always feels really nice playing Morphling into Ember Spirit, turning into him and getting slight chains, jumping around, causing all kinds of havoc.
I still feel having Earthshaker here is great. Just by having burst damage, instant catch against the Morphling and a Queen of Pain.
So you'd be fine with like Abaddon position 3 here, give that to Mind
Yeah.
Control.
If you have a Keeper of the Light and Abaddon as your position 4 and 5, you need lower cooldown stun that can initiate a fight, something like an Axe, maybe Sanking, if you want to shift Abaddon to position 5.
I think the great thing for me about that Morphling pick is it blocks out, like, you mentioned the Timbersaw potentially for Liquid, but if NIGMA were to go that direction, or a Necro, or any of these heroes that suffer a lot to magic damage burst, they've got Queen of Pain and Morphling as the 2 assassins that can take someone out of the fight very quickly.
Team Liquid.
Thinking long and hard about this, down to about 13 seconds. Beastmaster going to come out for them, so it looks like the Abaddon 4? Or is it going to be like a Miracle 1 Abaddon?
It's a possibility, yeah, something that we did not discuss. But I would prefer something else. It's a very good Phantom Lancer game for NIGMA as well. Morphling does not like to play into any kind of illusion-based heroes or mana burn, he really
5
suffers
seconds
against that. And
remaining.
the Bane, Treant Protector, they don't provide you with any kind of AoE, so pretty much it's just Queen of Pain.
It doesn't feel like either of these teams deals with like Broodmother or Meepo or any of those cheesy last picks that could come out though. I feel like these last two bans have got to get rid of potential cheese heroes. Could also potentially see, Templar Assassin for NIGMA come out here, have the side lane Ember, Beastmaster on the other side lane, TA in towards mid, gives them a lot of tempo, minus armor to take Roche with Beastmaster Vision, Ember Spirit's Gap Close.
Radiant team ban.
Well, talking about tempo heroes. Yep. But you mentioned TA, that sounds like a great idea as well if they want to go that route. Templar Assassin doesn't have that bad of a matchup against Queen of Pain.
And we've seen some really skilled TAs. I think Limp comes to mind in particular with his laning
10
phase
seconds
presence
remaining.
against Storms and TAs where, maybe you think it's like a 50-50 or, Storm
5 seconds
has a slight
remaining.
advantage over the TA. He's come out on top pretty tremendously in a lot of these matchups, and you'd expect, we to do a very similar job.
Team Liquid needs an offlaner unless somehow they want to lane Treant Protector as their position 3.
Radiant
I don't think
team
it's
pick.
2019 anymore.
Team Liquid's
NIGMA
turn
ban
to
TA
pick.
themselves. Going into Lina now, so that's a lot of burst damage to dump into the Morphling. Decent lane against the Queen of Pain. Still a very squishy target that can get isolated, but she's got the backup of Abaddon, Kotl, and the catch potential of Beastmaster Ember Spirit there can give her a much easier time.
You know what I always say about Lina, Gary.
10
Lina is
seconds
not a
remaining.
game-winning hero. Now it's a bit different now that there's a
5
Baton. She's
seconds
rather
remaining.
squishy, and if someone just jump on her, you use Yule Scepter offensively to set things up, you're straight up dead. But here with the Abaddon, with Keeper of the Light, who can lower the cooldown on her abilities, have double stun, double Dragon Slave, it sounds okay. And the mid matchup, Lina against Queen of Pain, Lina can outrange Queen of Pain. She can't just get close and use Shadow Strike on you.
Still quite a lot of those offlaners in the pool. I mean, switching Queen of Pain into Boxy's hands is an option. I was looking at Bat Rider, then I was like, hang on a second, there's Abaddon, there's Beastmaster, there's problems there for Bat to go jumping in. Still gives them a lot of like wave clear and
Now
D-push, but
select
you called the
your
Timbersaw like a couple of picks in, there he is.
Yeah, they have nothing against Timbersaw. This is I think we can call it a cheese pick here. Even though we see a lot of Timbersaw, but whenever there's a 10 pick Timber, Broodmother, Meepo, like you know what's gonna happen. Question is,
We'll have Spirit Vessel, Ember Spirit, and we've got a lot of nuke damage, but actual consistent lockdown is chains basically.
Spirit Vessel is the key here. Again, Treant Protector's Living Armor, Morphling, Timbersaw. Miracle needs to get it as soon as possible. And they have no way of dispelling it. They have no real
10
save.
seconds
There's
remaining.
Bane's Nightmare, but that's not enough and it doesn't deal with Spirit Vessel.
One. It's a best of 3 between Team Liquid and NIGMA as we get ourselves underway for the closing days now of the group stage. We've got one more day after this one and then into playoffs. Currently undefeated Team NIGMA up at the top at 5-0 series wins, taking a series off them. Liquid at 3-2. As we were saying earlier on, it's very important here for Liquid to try and grab up this win, because that middle of the table is becoming a real battle. Viking, Liquid, Na'Vi, even Family Team and Unique there, if they pick up a couple of wins, they could find themselves in that middle of the table position. Right now it looks like NIGMA and Secret, they're pretty safe to get themselves into playoffs at the very least, if not that top 1-2 spot.
Yeah, but the rest of the competition is really great. If someone asked you, like, how are CIS teams gonna do in this tournament, you would probably say, well, not that good, but seems like this online competition gave them a real boost and they were practicing a lot.
Wanna
It
play
just
fair?
feels a natural progress coming out from CIS region, and I'm pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, especially in Group B, you know, B-Prodigy, Cyber Legacy up at the top. Hellraisers and Flight to Moon look pretty good, you know, defeating OG themselves. Windstrike had a couple of good performances, but unfortunately no series wins. But now we can take our eyes and focus on this game in front of us. Liquid, Sania up on the Bane with Mickey Morphling. Heading topwards, mid lane Coit for Queen of Pain, and Tiger with Boxy, Tree and Timbersaw.
See you later, nerds.
NIGMA, My Control Beastmaster, we on the Lina, and down south, Kuroki Abaddon, GH Kotl, and Ember Spirit for Miracle. We Lina. It just always feels like Lina has the world on her shoulders. If she has a good game, she can pop off.
Lina,
you know, you can have 1 or 2 deaths, and that's fine. But as soon as you get into like 3 or 4 deaths, that's when you start to lose your snowball. You get an item behind your opponents. You don't get that early BKB, which you kind of need against a lot of this magic damage. And she can suffer to getting just jumped and blown up.
Yeah, one of the reasons why I never feel like Lina should be a 10th pick hero. I've seen so many games where Lina just loses the game. She does well in the laning stage. She's 4-5-0 and then suddenly dies 2 or 3 times and feels like your game's just over.
It comes a lot down to item decisions. We've seen the Yule Scepter build, Aetherlens build, Aghanims come out here and there. So around that
The battle begins.
BKB timing becomes a little awkward, and a nice Illuminate, clipping Boxy. And the chains there from Miracle early on. They're going for a first blood on the Timbersaw. Nature's Grasp going to try and slow them down as the shield onto Miracle's Ember.
Illuminate.
Whereas the chains, 3 seconds time, the body blocks from Tiger, keeping Boxy alive.
I guess Kuroki did not want to go all in. Like, he hit him like 3 or 4 times. If there was a Curse of Avernus, extra slow and silence, he wouldn't get any spells off, but that's kind of a trick. You do not want to have a Baden with Curse of Avernus if you know you're playing against range hero on the top lane. If it was a melee support, I'm pretty sure he would have gone for it.
Kuroki's just going to be playing this very aggressive position 5 support role. Abaddon versus Bane going to be trading hits all through this lane. That's going to give Mind Control a lot of space here. Keeps his double bores up, pressuring Mickey.
Kuro
ready from this early point.
He'll just body block this camp. That's one way to do it. You don't need to waste gold, and it also gives your off-laner solo experience, which you kind of want. Have that 1.5 level, 2 level advantage when it hits 5-6 minute mark. Insania looking for a courier.
Nice little micro there, but dire observer ward in the lane.
Davai. Yeah, yep. They know there's an observer ward there.
Gives them the vision they need. First blood spilled. Poor little courier, he's dead. How's that mid lane going now? 6-3 Lina, Queen of Pain at 5-1. Can be difficult for the Queen of Pain, especially now at level 2. You've got that Light Strike array into the Fiery Soul. And the right clicks from how long's her range? 670? Queen of Pain sitting at 550. It's not a good feeling. Bottom lane Illuminate clipping Boxy, and there's your actual first blood. As Tiger looks to turn it around on Miracle, that's another 2 hits, yeah.
Body block
to 15 HP.
Yeah, very aggressive build from GH. Usually we see Blinding Light being picked up early on, but with Illuminate you can put a lot of pressure, not just on Treant Protector, but also on Timbersaw, who's level 2 at the moment. I believe Team Liquid wants to just get level 3 on Timbersaw and then leave him alone. Run an aggressive tri-lane.
Nice salve in
a lot of trouble.
Beastmaster, he got a good 200 or so HP off of the salve. He might be able to TP away from this. No, that little click from Insania, it's going to do just enough to allow for the kill. As Kuroki now a little bit isolated back behind his creep wave. Nightmare there. Mickey has another waveform. They're just giving him the right clicks, punch him down, brain sap, and now in they go. NIGMA going to lose both of their off-lane heroes.
The only one who deals well with Morphling is Alina, like having burst. Even if they use Roar, if Bane is around, to just use Nightmare to save him for that like half a second should be okay. Let's focus on the mid lane a bit. 16-6 against 13-2. It's still Lina favorite matchup. It was not like that a couple of years ago. Queen of Pain was just dumpstering Lina.
Oh, chains again from Miracle with that Illuminate. A lot of damage being bussed out onto Team Liquid. But right, this Lina with that ability to shove out waves with Dragon Slave, connect stuns, and then what? Right clicks in onto Koikva. Missing a couple of them uphill, which is going to make Wii a little bit sad, but that amount of harassment, it is just relentless. Can very barely staying through it, and now this delays the bottle for Koikva. He's going to bring out salves, mangoes consistently just to try and keep himself in that lane. Well, up towards top, Mickey, he doesn't really have a great way out of this. 5-1 charges, but no waveform. Ball's turning back onto Insania now, but it looks like Kuroki has retreated from the aggressive move. All of these lanes, Lacoste, they feel like they're on a knife. Everything's so close to, you know, life or death. On the brink.
I know why you're scared, because people will flame you because you're the one controlling the camera.
God damn it, now you put pressure on me. I can't live up to people's expectations, Lacoste.
Gary, the expectations of the people who are watching our stream, I don't think they are aware that you miss 50% of the kills first 5-6 minutes in. So,
I've caught all of them.
Thank God no one died. Like, we had only 3 kills so far.
GH, is he gonna die? Nice slide chains, Miracle holding Tiger away from that Keeper of the Light and allowing the salve. Boxy, he's gonna just try and collect up the next incoming wave, maneuver it around away from the tower. Miracle gonna drag them together. Seems like he's pretty happy to farm his tier 1.
What sort of prize?
There's that early point of living armor now coming through. Koikva getting healed up a little bit mid lane, but we just
he's in trouble.
Damage forward, the backstab from
Kuro.
Insania's here, but you're right, Kuro's arriving. They're going to turn around, whack the Bane a bit, get the damage in onto Insania. Koikva has a blink, level 3 Shadow Strike, and a Scream. Shield comes out before the dagger, and another TP. It's GH arriving, replenishing some of Wii's mana. They've got a roaming fountain. Abaddon with Kotl, free HP, free mana. Wii doesn't need to go back to base.
Sadly, Lina does not have a bottle, otherwise they would have got so much value out of this. 5 heroes mid, 5 minutes in, bottom lane, Miracle about to drop.
Quenched.
Annihilated. Boxy and Tiger right on top of him.
I love Twin Protectors who put earlier points in living armor, and right now he's just completely skipping Leech Seed, which I really like. Your Queen of Pain can play more aggressive. We picks up a regen rune. Also, she made a nice stack for herself.
Level 3 Dragon Slave with Laguna Blade. A lot of damage that Queen of Pain has to be very wary of. Miracle's Courier looks like it gets sniped down bottom by this roaming Treant. Stomping through the trees. A bit of breathing room here for the Morphling now at 38 and 21. Beastmaster, Ember very closely in CS to their counterparts as
Miracle's level 5, diving tier 1 tower. He's
and there's the Sonic
die.
Wave. Koiva comes in with his first Sonic Wave rotation, finds an immediate pick off on Ember Spirit. I'm not entirely sure what Miracle was doing back there. It was very aggressive.
Space created for Keeper of the Light.
And GH, your real true POS 1. Illuminate. We clear out a couple of the creeps there. As Mickey gets away from that fourth cut to Avernus hit. Kuroki still gives chase and whacks him. But Morphling now with Morbid Mask, Wand. Pretty unkillable, it feels like.
It's one of the most frustrating thing in Dota when you're playing against Morphling who has Morbid Mask. You try to man up, hit him, he's low HP, you have no burst damage, and then suddenly he's just almost full HP in a second.
Getting so much of that life back. So we down to mid, taking out another stack. Poor man shield drop there. We actually grab it up to make sure Boxy doesn't steal it. Now pumping damage towards the Timbersaw. He's down to half HP. Laguna Blade not good enough to finish him off. And the living armor turn around with the Bane. Nightmaring Miracle. And in comes Queen of Pain yet again. They know this Miracle Ember's still level 5. So giving chase onto him with no remnants. He's got 31 charges up his sleeve though. So Miracle not going to die right here. Kuroki arriving with a bit more
heroes, 8 minutes in, trying to make stuff happen. This living armor keeping Boxy alive. Extra bracer. I love Timbersaw that gets like bracer early on into Soul Ring.
They were trying a real sneaky play there with Illuminate Dragon Slave from super long range, but Tiger pops his stick and he's got living armor on him. Dodges the Dragon Slave as well.
If NIGMA does one more rotation like this, Queen of Pain has Invis and Sonic Wave ready. And this could easily be a disaster for them. Right now, Liquid's getting so much out of the map. He's still level 5.
You're right. He is going to back away from Boxy. I don't know if Timbersaw is going to get this kill, but the Queen of Pain will. There's the Sonic Wave rotation. Now she pops the Invis and returns back towards the mid lane. Team Liquid picking NIGMA apart every step of the way.
Attack.
And you've got to feel pretty good as Koikfa after that laning stage, going behind in terms of farm against that Lina, but now catching up with a couple of really good kills.
Look at 3 couriers, GH, behind enemy lines.
It's like he's still going to get picked off here. How speedy is he? Tranquil Boots not enough to get you away from this Windlace Brown Boots treant.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Still haven't really seen Mind Control join the
Bottom
game.
lane, still level 5. Ember Spirit getting bullied by this Timbersaw, and now huge wave approaching. Sadly, there's no catapult, but it's gonna be a lot of damage to the tower.
And look at all the Liquid wards. They've got 4 wards out right now. Boxy's still chasing Miracle back, but a lot of it focused down towards bottom rune spot and the bottom lane.
Top lane, Roar, easy one.
They call out Insania, Nightmares, but he is found and taken down.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So no XP for Team Liquid, both outposts being controlled by NIGMA at the moment.
Kind of like this from Wee's item build, but Kuroki chased down by Koikfa. He's fake bumping the dagger. And Kuro is waiting with a shield until that comes out. Still a lot of damage though. Kuro hiding behind the tree. What's he got left? Nothing. Shielded 2. The final scream's going to finish him off. As Mikke's courier picked off by MC, and bottom lane, we still trying to make something happen on this Lina. Finally. Oh, I say finally. I was going to say, I like the fact that he skipped out Bottle, skipped Phase Boots and everything else, gone straight for the Yule Scepter.
That's one way to set things up, but still more.
Kill MC here. TP rotation's arriving, but it's not fast enough. Kuroki's now probably gone for a little bit of a beam. 3 Liquid heroes on that tier 1. That TP fast and slow. And Timbersaw chasing GH. Hang on a second, Lacoste. Liquid is finding pickoffs everywhere on the map. Everywhere you look. Lane to... Oh, never mind. GH is...
He's too speedy. So top lane should be a kill for Team Liquid. Abaddon just used his TP. Beastmaster has one ready, but that's a catapult plus Morphling. Okay, we decide to rotate. If they can get a deny. Pain.
Into the roar as well. Queen of Pain having everything thrown at her. Killing spree taken up by Wii as well now, so a nice little
Dire's middle tower is under
NIGMA
attack.
finally getting themselves out on this map and doing something. The perfect point of the game here where Morphling can kind of go back into the jungle, farm, keep himself protected with this Treant Bane, who are so good at defending jungles, guarding their core hero. Another Yule's top.
I don't think you're getting that kill.
Boxy's pretty tanky. Quick, also waiting in that tree line, ready for the dive. Light Striker Red comes in again. The Will-O-Wisp there from GH though, as the turnaround, Mickey into Lina mode, blast through Wii with a Dragon Slave and now the Sonic Wave, looking for GH and Kuroki. Light Striker Ray from Mickey. He's playing a better Lina than we ever did. An eye on the tower.
Radiant's top tower has been denied.
At least Mind Control gets that, but you know, immediately turned on its head. The good move from NIGMA, exploited, and Liquid strike back.
Dire's middle tower.
Timbersaw's very hard to kill, especially when you use living armor on him. Taiga just hit level 7. Let's see if he decides to put another point in living armor or just goes for Nature's Grasp. Usually he puts more points in Nature's Grasp than just gets living armor. Trusty Shovel, first dig, not that great. Only got Kobold out of it.
Worse.
We talked about how it's very important for Team NIGMA to have decent timing on Spirit Vessel against Morphling, against Timbersaw and Treant Protector's Living Armor. Like, Miracle's not having a good time. He's only 4k net worth at the moment. Still needs a full 1000 to finish off that Spirit Vessel. Doesn't even have charge on Urn at the moment.
Dire's top tower
Really been
is under
difficult
attack.
for him. Bane just making a bit of space up top lane,
Radiant's
running at his
structures
opponents,
are
making sure they've got to address that Bane of Insania. And the lines are drawn saying, hey, shove out mid, get into bottom tier 1.
Radiant's bottom
Let's make our
tower
mark
is
on this
under
map
attack.
as the rotation from Wee yet again onto the Timbersaw, but he chains out of the Yule Scepter. No catch there as Wee sets a bounty on the Queen of Bane.
Radiant's bottom tower
Where
is
is
under
Toy
attack.
Ability.
Working towards Yule's, treads bottle, farming back in the jungle.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's
That's a
top
free tower for
is
Mickey
under
now and
attack.
working very quickly towards his Manta style. Smoke from NIGMA. It is just Wee here. Miracle? That's a lie. Invis rune for him. He's also hidden away. Counting out the Morphling, but look at Sap.
He got it off.
Gets on Strength Morph and has 17-1 charges. He can't kill the Morphling. Yule's up into the air. Yeah, we'll stop him from turning around and playing aggressively as Mind Control at the same time is under the top tier 2, losing his life.
Man, Mickey is such a great player. Throughout the, let's say, last year, he's been just constantly good. Even if he loses the lane sometimes because of the matchup, he still manages to make a comeback. And look at how quick he is. That LSA was about to hit him and he gets the morph off. Like, if you're not fast enough, you're just straight up dead there. And he's also going for Manta style, which is a correct choice here. Get out of the chains, dispel that Spirit Vessel that Ember's building.
Yeah, I'm so glad Mickey had that like 3-4 month recovery period where he had, I think he had wrist surgery or something. He's come back, you know, stronger than ever. You're absolutely right. Looking like an absolutely top tier, spectacular player. As Boxing going under the mid tier 1, chaining around. A little bit of monkey business from the Timbersaw. The connection from Weed going to be there with all the damage they've got, but a nightmare. Potentially buying a little bit of time or setting up for the kill. Not sure which way around it is, because NIGMA still gathering 5 heroes around the Timber and blowing a lot of their spells on him. Raw and Laguna Blade expended, but it's a good time to push this mid tier 1 now.
Dire's structures
Treant
are
Protector's
falling.
Living Armor is much better on the towers than it was before. It doesn't have instances. Now it's just full duration. They still manage to bring it down. One problem that Team Liquid has is both Bane and Treant are not very good at killing the creep waves, coming up them fast. Insania in a bit of trouble.
Raindrops there. Still going to get changed up.
Oh, so that's a mistake. Like, it got changed, Brain Sap. It's magical, and because there was a raindrop, you still didn't get the full damage out of it. You only receive how much damage you dealt. Before, it was always 300 pure.
True.
Never refuse.
So he should have tried to brain sap someone else, because
Yeah.
there's like Flame Guard and Raindrops for Miracle,
Yes.
right?
So there was literally no
Dire's
damage.
turret has been killed.
And I was wondering there, it's like, hang on a second, he brain sapped, but he didn't heal at all. Did NIGMA just do that much damage? Good observation, Lacoste. There's a good scepter from Wee, catching Timbersaw again. They don't have Raw this time. Yeah, looks like it's still going to be a lot of commitment to bring down the Timber, regardless. Another 5-man
man.
group up from NIGMA, and they kill the Timbersaw. That's the counter. If you see Timber in your pub, just tell your squad mates, gather up, 5 heroes strong. That's how we destroy it.
Use 2 ultis every single time to try to get him. What is GH building? Has a medallion, some extra mana, and the minus armor if needed. Now, going for that Glimmer Cape. Make it full Manta style. Already done.
Going into Skadi next. So what's the reason here do you feel he's not going E-Blade?
He might still swap things around, see how the game develops. You don't kill Abaddon. Beastmaster's tanky enough. Same goes for Ember. But you might try to blow up Keeper of the Light.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, you're playing into Shield, Borrowed Time, Yule's Lina, and the BKBs are going to be coming through quickly for NIGMA as well. Both Lina and Ember Spirit, you know, very fond of going second item
Radiant's
BKBs.
middle tower is under attack.
And you're playing against Lina, so it's always a tricky situation.
And remember when E-Blade used to E-Blade yourself? So many missteps made back then.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Mid-tier 1 for Liquid. It's not a 5v5.
Radiant's
Beastmaster's
middle
still up
tower
at top,
has
so
fallen.
NIGMA not looking to commit for a proper team fight. And we're starting to get some tier 2 neutral items dropping. What have we got? Grove Bow Lina, Philosopher's Stone Cottle. Oh, is Ember Spirit using a shovel? Yes, he is. Okay, nice. It's on cooldown. That's all I need to see. Click Miracle. Shovel's on
Dire's
cooldown.
top
Lacoste, you
tower is
happy?
under
Yes,
attack.
if you have Trusty Shovel, please use it. That's my advice. Also, that item is always good, so you can just, if you have something better for a team fight, you know, just use it in a team fight. But when you're in your base, use Trusty Shovel. When you're farming, use it.
We'll catch out the Bane here. Pretty simple grab onto Insania. Who's in the area trying to potentially de-ward, reclaim this Radiant jungle down the bottom side. That's where Mickey has been spending a lot of his time safely farming, but now we've got some very good Observer Wards from Kuro and the outpost being taken 20 seconds before the timer. Looks like it'll be the 1-for-1.
Mind Control wants to play Assassin type of a game. After finishing Necro 1, build Shadowblade, so he will be on the other side of the map getting pickoffs and wants to have that instant initiation against Morphling. Just try to surprise him when he's full agi.
Miracle gonna come and sneak a bounty rune as his blade mail being delivered.
But no,
Mind
they'll
control,
say
Shadow
never go full agi, right?
Pega.
Yeah.
Radiant are
Never
scared.
go full Papega. MC, he was interested in it, trying to scout that Tiger, but in comes Liquid. This time it's their turn. 3 heroes around mind control, they don't need 5, or down bottom lane, they do get the stun, chaining up Mickey, but he got the attribute shift off. 3,500 HP, not something that NIGMA can deal with. And now a Nightmare, can they grip up Miracle? Insania says I don't want to, can't be bothered. There's Boxy click for chasing Kuro. Borrowed Time already popped, and Boxy just shreds through him with the Chakrams and the Whirling Death. NIGMA still trying to make these bold plays towards that bottom tier 1, but I don't know, this lane just doesn't feel like somewhere that they should be.
They have very limited tower damage. If there's no Beastmaster, you can't siege. The way you start a team fight is with, like, Lina surprising them with LSA, but she also didn't go for cast range talent. So this is more of a right-click type build Lina, because Ember Spirit cannot solo carry this game. Your 2 supports are also very, very defensive.
That wasn't
Up with the Laguna Blades. And the final right click. It didn't look easy though. A little bit worrisome there for Wee that Tiger is such a difficult target. Click for with the Yule's on to Miracle. Get rid of the Flame Guard. Insania can't go for the grip though. Will-O-Wisp in behind Ember makes it very difficult here for Bane to actually play his game. And constantly refilling Miracle's mana pool and refreshing those cooldowns as well.
That Spirit Vessel also messes up with your Brain Sap. You deal less damage. I mean, you get less HP back from it. Man, they're just countering Insania.
Counter the captain. Vampire Fangs on both sides. That's not something I've seen in a while.
Dire's top tower.
Tiger holding onto one. It looks like the Radiant's Vampire Fang is not going to be used as Lina grabs up an Essence Ring and moves that Grove Bow out. NIGMA now doing a pretty good job actually hemming Liquid back into this top corner of the map. They're all moving to defend that tier 2, and now NIGMA can actually think about the bottom tier 1. They've tried it a couple of times. They've been stopped every step of the way.
It's very important that Boxy has a dispel for himself. He's going for Lotus Orb, some extra armor for the start before they go on you, and then you can cast Primal Roar, Laguna, you name it. Get
Dire's bottom tower
outside the
has
chains,
fallen.
remove the Spirit Vessel. It's such a
Dire's
great
bottom
overall
tower
item
is
here.
under attack.
The mirror movement But Enigma faster. Tier 1 and Tier 2 bottom lane, even through the living armor.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Koikfa about halfway through the BKB recipe. 4 staff up for Tiger's Treant. But here come the BKBs from NIGMA. They've got one up on Lina now. Ember Spirit, he's actually not going to go for one. After the Blade Mail I mentioned earlier on, it's that Radiance Q for Miracle with 2,200 gold in the bank. As the high ground push is actually coming to fruition here for NIGMA. 23 minutes in, they're committing under Tier 3. Miracle slaying Insania, then diving back to the tower. Backed up by Kuro and has the Cultal to refill him mana-wise. Now they force Liquid all back. As soon as any hero shows on the map elsewhere, NIGMA are going to make that play.
Yeah, you see Mind Control. He still thinks someone is farming there, instantly TPs with the Shadow Blade, tries to find a pickoff. Taiga is level 10, Nature's Guy's invisibility, talent, so pretty hard to take down.
Using the trees. A bit of a bodyguard. The tree shield for Treant. Spirit Vessel charges 2 up for Miracle. Slight chains into slight chains. Okay. Having a bit of fun there. Now 800 away from that Eye of Skadi. Well, like you said, going to make him so tanky. Almost 25 minutes in, so bounty runes are coming. Enigma want to try and catch a target, but that's a very wise defensive maneuver from Queen of Pain, actually blinking back into base, making sure that A, she doesn't get caught, but B, she's not showing anywhere on the map here. Oh, the spot out and observe.
Are fortified.
Vision removed.
Never refuse gold.
GH just picked up a Blink Dagger, so he wants to be setting things up. That's one way to initiate if Beastmaster can't find a good opener. And they have a nice way to just, for a counterplay with Abaddon and Keeper of the Lights Will-O-Wisp. They don't necessarily need to, you know, be the one who start a fight. Nikke has full Skadi completed.
And you've got to be really scared about this Morphling now. 25.5 minutes in, you don't seem to have real consistent answer to Nikke. Boxy's Timbersaw. Wandering out into the front lines, it seems like they've caught a glimpse of someone, maybe scouting out Roshan there. Enigma, 3 heroes down in the bottom half of the map. Abaddon just babysitting Miracle here, protecting him from any form of initiation. And the smoke from Liquid comes to nothing. Much more efficient use of the map. You know, you look at the wide spread here from Enigma. They're farming multiple jungle camps, pushing out 2 lanes. And it's Liquid that are kind of forced into this situation where they feel like, you know, they are behind, they need to make a move. But do you feel that's true?
I still feel they have a better late game. You have Morphling, who's the ultimate carry in this one, but Lina is going for damage build, which is a correct play here. You can't just rely on Ember Spirit to solo carry the game for you. So choice of talents, going for damage, going for HP, and then having Crystallis. It also synergizes well with the Beastmaster aura.
It absolutely does. We're not going to see a Deso out from Ember Spirit, I guess. Yeah, he's committing, or has committed already to the Radiance with the relic picked up.
Dire's top tower is under
crew units
attack.
out. MC going to de-ward around this Roche area. As the next big point of contact becomes very apparent. The big man in the pit. What both teams are angling towards, but now it's Liquid spreading the map a little bit. Morphling shoves out from the corner of the bottom right. TP's back into that mid lane, and Liquid, Koikfa, Queen of Pain, taking care of that wave. So Nigma now forced in this kind of awkward situation where Mind Control is isolated. He needs to deal with that mid wave with his Necrobook and the pause. But Miracle has found a tough here. And now Nigma trying to collapse into this dire jungle. Boxy causing a bit of trouble though, with the Will-O-Wisp dropping that head and a soft fade across the stop Miracle very low. Mickey focusing down. The Remnant's out though as Kuro saves him with a shield, the heals. Miracle still being focused and quick with BKB allows him free reign in the battle as Mickey into Ember mode roared up. Returns the battle, the Light Strike Array with a Laguna Blade, and they got enough to finish off the morph. They do. Finally bringing Mickey down, but it's still Liquid looking pretty strong. Jumping forward, Koifa can catch here. If we, always fast, he's very speedy. Boosted travel, Yule's Wind Blaze, 475 move speed, just drifts away from Liquid.
Oh, Taiga had 4 staff ready there to save Mickey. This time Mickey not fast enough, didn't really expect that roar to come straight away. But it's still a win for Team Liquid in my book. They killed Beastmaster, they killed Ember Spirit. They have no sentries.
Exactly. He's just wandering in there. Blinding Light back, Tiger with a naked grasp and Boxy. Moving forward, that's a Glimmer Cape, but it's also a Dust to counteract it. And we with no BKB here, just got to try and Light Strike Array and run away. 475 move speed, but in comes Quick with a double damage rune. Yule's ready. Blink up in 2. Can they catch the Lina? Cutting through the trees with the Light Strike Array, but Quick well on the mark there. Catching out Weeha. Another Glimmer Cape with an Essence Ring. He's buying a lot of time for himself, but death is inevitable.
Can they get Roche out of this? Mickey is out. They have enough sustain just from that Morbid Mask. I believe they do have enough damage to just go into Roche Pit, and you can see Mind Control already sending out the Hawk.
DD about to expire, but that's Roshan. Liquid, still 5 heroes strong. Mind Control, Shadow Blade up, Necro Unit down, Miracle moving in with a roar onto the Queen of Pain, Koifa getting blown up, there's nothing to save her, and Boxy's pretty low himself, bashed by Roshan, Miracle still slicing and dodging everything, but Mickey, powerful Morphling, jumps into the back lines, he's going to kill a Hawk with the illusions, is that enough? Another slight change, but Mickey is out on his own.
Nice.
Will-O-Wisp going to catch him and Insania, the grip is cancelled, so Liquid have to disengage, and this has bought time for we to respawn.
Koiko was thinking about buyback there, so now they can go into Roche Pit. They also have enough damage. Spirit Vessel causing a lot of issues. Morphling has only one way to deal with it. That's Manta style. You pop it, but there's gonna be another charge after that.
That's why BKB queued up straight after that fight for the Morphling. Feels like he needs to be able to deal with Spirit Vessel and all the magic damage from Lina. Beastmaster scouting for anyone coming in, and Roshan going down for Team NIGMA now. Well, that's going to be great to give over to your Wheeling. Or, I guess, your Miracle Ember Spirit.
Now he's doing much more. With the Blade Mail, Fire Remnants, Abaddon sitting behind him. The overtime damage coming on from Meridians is insane.
Look at Miracle.
And they find Insania.
They see the Timber, and Miracle's like, you know what, screw the Timber Saw, I'm going for the easy kills, give me Insania, let's find the Bane. Morphling jumps in again, takes down the Beastmaster, and they do buy back Bane in a Sonic Wave. Miracle is going to play Veil up, still 1 charges and Aegis in hand, while Mickey's got to turn and run. Liquid, they've got to fall back, there's no way they can stand this. Sonic Wave down for 2 minutes. And Insania, this dieback for him is going to be a tragedy for Liquid.
It's such a hard game for Bane to play. Like, you're playing against the Hawk, this gigantic white ball that cancels your ulti. Ember Spirit is constantly on top of you. But a good choice of a target from Miracle. He decides to go in, kill Bane first, get that Spirit Vessel charge, and then it becomes much difficult for Liquid to take a fight. If there's no Beastmaster, they're very limited on the tower damage, you can see, especially against the Living Armor. You can't just deal any chip damage and get away with it. You need to fully commit.
And this Shadow Blade on the Beastmaster, proving to be quite the scary pickup hit for Team Liquid. Queen of Pain down bottom lane. A couple of seconds difference there and she would have been found. Boots of Travel and Weeha also. This duo able to move around the map, and any isolated heroes from Liquid could very easily crumble to dust. All Daedalus. And it will be we going for the Desolator.
They see that they need some tower damage. And constant mana spam and replenish from Keeper of the Light, allowing Lina to stay on top of net worth.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
While Koikva is slipping. 13k. Yule's BKB moving into Shiva's Guard next. Did go for the AoE Shadow Strike. Deal with all these Beastmaster summons. And slow down an Ember Spirit when he's remnanting around in his fights. But NIGMA in the best position to be as the Radiant team right now, up on the Dire triangle. And like we know, they can push into mid and bot down these two staircases. And also hold out and wait for anyone that wants to shove that mid lane a little too aggressively. The great thing here, you know, the fact they've got the Ember Spirit to remnant into a lane and TP top to farm, or the Weeheart can sprint across with like 600 move speed, then TP into the fight. They've got the map maneuverability without having that Chen, without the Ninja's Prophet, without the IO. They're still itemizing and playing as if they've got global map presence.
It's very hard to be out on the map and try to make stuff happen. You have this Beastmaster with the Shadow Blade constantly pressuring. You can see Mind Control. He's gonna find Pain. Where's the follow-up? There it is. Route of Travel onto Hawk.
Koikva, Illusion Rune, and BKB. Thinking about turning with a Sonic Wave here. Has a Yule Scepter, but the Sleight of Fist from Miracle. Annihilating Koikva. Might be forcing a buyback in the coming seconds as well. There's a DD rune spawning bottom.
Oh yeah, give that to Lina. Lina now becomes a heavy damage dealer. Also decided to go for Fiery Soul per stack, level 20.
Like 400.
That's 400 damage per hit.
Yeah, it's like absolutely monumental. Look at him. We just going wild on Boxy. I don't care reactive armor stacks. I've got like 450 damage a hit or whatever the hell it is. Daedalus crits on top of that, and now onto the tower we go.
And Kuroki, he drags the creep wave just to stop the push from top tier 3 tower to the mid lane. It's about those small plays, you know.
And there's no way right now that Insania can actually get an ultimate off on anyone. It's the same situation here we used to see from Enigma versus Silencer. Will-O-Wisp here for the Keeper of the Light is just being held for when that grip comes out onto your Ember Spirit or onto your Lina. The ultimate defensive ability, GH, Lotus, Glimmer, and Will-O-Wisp with the Blink Dagger to actually close the gap to get a perfect one off.
That earlier Philosopher's Stone pickup by GH, he's been holding that for like 20 minutes already. Getting the most out of it. One of the reasons why he's so farmed. Now they took tier 3 tower. It's time to go. Aegis will be gone right now.
Maybe time for Liquid to come out of their shell and strike back as Miracle on the retreat, but he's got Octarine Core, Blade Mail, Radiance. There's nothing stopping this man now.
Quickening Charm, just to lower the cooldown more.
Especially with that Keeper of the Light behind you. I think there's more Blink showing on bottom wave. Nobody coming towards him. Mind Control just casually farming jungle off to the side. But it's all 3 lanes being shoved in now. Double Catapult's going to reach your top tier 3. Mid lane. Boxy just going to face tank the creep wave. But it's such an uncomfortable position to be in as Liquid. Yes, you know you've got this Morphling, the kind of be-all and end-all of the late-game teamfight heroes.
They have no space to farm right now. It's just whatever comes to our tier 3 tower, we're gonna kill. Boxy.
He's about to fall in the mid lane. That Daedalus from Wii really proving a point here as he's gone for 70 seconds. No buyback, he fully bought out. Greaves heard Lotus Orb and he bought an Ogre Axe moving towards Halberd now. Your racks are open and Wii shredding through them. Structural damage from Enigma seems pretty intense right now. Miracle just has permanent Sleight of Fist without having a charge talent even. Mick has jumped in with his BKB, they Nightmare Miracle, but still Insania cannot grip anymore. The Roar of the Roar. Oh, Tiger there to save the day, but the Will-O-Wisp arriving now to zone back Liquid. Jump in from Mickey, Morphling diving deep onto Mind Control. Gets the Beastmaster as Wii turns the fight.
Things out of mana.
Still like full HP and Wii is going to get blown up. A double kill for Miracle as Liquid. A great team fight. Tiger being focused down here, the little chip damage, bit by bit from Miracle, is doing the work. Insania going to be falling there, giving the Mega to Miracle. Morphling, Quap, and Treant gotta go back to Fountain, hide away. Regen up. His Queen of Pain doesn't have Sonic Wave, doesn't have BKB. Fuels is available, so he's got some kind of defensive jump in. Miracle's just gonna catch her. Now the self-fuels, forced onto Koifa. Tiger being chased by Miracle as Mickey. He's turned into a Baden, but the Blade Mail returning so much damage onto this Morphling. And NIGMA, time to disengage now. Miracle, how's he getting out of this one? There's no remnants remaining. Can he just TP? The Morphling giving chase says no. I've got Adaptive Strike up my sleeve if you try any sneakiness. But Chakra Magic keeping Miracle topped up. GH is going to be the target now, and they do blow him up.
They maybe can't kill Miracle's Ember Spirit. They're just taking a very good care of him. Glimmer Cape, Chakra Magic to reduce the cooldown, Aphotic Shields, but they can deal with the rest. He even picks up Arcane Rune. It's also such a pleasure to watch Miracle play elusive hero like an Ember Spirit.
So difficult to catch him. Even after that, you know, kind of weird early game laning stage didn't look particularly good for him. He's caught up amazingly well. Second in net worth, only a shade behind Mickey's Morphling, as a Rapier queued up for him now.
They even get Spell Prism. Yeah, let's lower those cooldowns even more. Spell Prism being...
Lena's going to be holding on to it.
Yeah, I think you give that to Ember. Come on, swap the items.
Oh, give him Spell Prism. I mean, he's got Octarine Core and the Quickening Charm. Does he really need it?
Yeah, I mean, when you're doing that, you want to go all in. Timeless Relic for Quab, that's one of the best tier 4 items you can get, but you also want to have level 25 talent with the Scream of Pain Fear.
Foxy being hounded by NIGMA here, but Liquid is setting up for the backstab. They're baiting with Foxy, and there's the Morphling straight in onto GH. The Glimmer Cape and the Lotus Orb buying him enough time to back away. An overgrowth and cancelled out by the weak BKB as Morphling caught up in the Will-O-Wisp. The focus onto him, but Mind Control's lost his life. Now there's no roar and no buyback. Mickey has free reign, and despite Insane is going to trade his life out to allow Miracle to stick around. And now maybe a stun. No, he dodges away from it. Foxy chaining back, refocus down. Self-fuel. But the leader's gone. Foxy gets a double kill, baiting NIGMA into an atrocious team fight. And two heroes now dead without buyback. Kuroki's also gonna fall.
Roche will respawn in 20 seconds. They're pinging out tier 3 towers. We want to see who has buyback. They don't know that Lina does not have one. And this is the problem with Lina as a hero that we addressed during the draft. Yeah, you might have such a great laning stage, you might snowball, but when your BKB is down, you straight up die. Mickey Morphling just hit level 25 to evade 4 charges.
Radiant's middle tower.
Now he has that Ember Spirit slide chain to jump onto GH. All of the castle being shredded by Chakram does get away though, as Miracle turns back onto Mickey. Tier 3 down to about a quarter of its HP. Double catapults whacking away at it. Miracle, you know, even with this damage over time build, the return from the Blade Mail, and that Octarine giving him life, he seems to be surviving in fights, but he doesn't seem to be doing enough damage. Chains onto Morphling, now the chase is on. Can they catch Mickey?
Lotus Orb is ready.
Grab. Miracle's not giving up on it. Attribute shift into strength. Miracle can't continue though. And Foxy puts his body on the front lines and forces NIGMA to focus on him. Greaves up with the hood. Foxy still has Lotus Orb in a second. There's just no way you're finding him. MC has a roar, but they've been overgrowth up. With the Coin for Fear, that Scream coming into play. Now Mickey, waveforming in. The beacon in Quad allows her to stand her ground. Nearly dies to the Necro unit. But Miracle, he just doesn't seem to have anyone to play with. He's jumping in and out, he's doing with Dance of Death with Liquid, but Mickey is the Grim Reaper right now.
Still chasing Boxyman. He created so much space. Taiga, can he pull that off? Yes, he can.
Oh, he's out.
So they only lost position 5, both of these teams. Roshan is up, lanes, bottom lane being pushed in by NIGMA, top lane being pushed in by Liquid. Straight into Roche pit. Who's controlling the top outpost? It's Liquid, they can TP. But the Roshan is going down so quickly.
They just can cheese for NIGMA. Aghanim Scepter for Miracle. That's going to allow him, with the Arcane Rune as well.
And they
to be
gave
even
him
more
Spell Prism.
elusive. Oh dear. So what's we holding then? Grove Bow now for we.
Radiant's top
If
tower
we can
is
keep
under
his
attack.
distance, his attack range is pretty damn substantial, 770. And that's before the plus 150 attack range of 25.
They still need to find tier 4 items for NIGMA. Neutrals, yeah, they only have Spell Prism dropped.
We really saw in that fight there, you know, the Scream of Pain fear talent coming out from the Queen of Pain. You've said it time and time again, best talent in the game.
Especially with
Showing there with
Timeless Relic. Extra 25% debuff duration on top of that.
And then you're pairing it up with like Overgrowth, with this Morphling who can jump in with this waveform and just annihilate people. You know, they're feared up and suddenly they're being waveformed on and the attacks come. Guardi, Manta, Satanic, BKB, Mike shifting back into Butterfly, so not committing towards the full Divine Rapier that he was eyeing up a few minutes ago. And NIGMA could look like they're in a big dramatic situation now. They smoke, but they've been picked off. The immediate blow up onto MC, forces the buyback, has a nightmare onto Lina. And then Insane's being focused now by Miracle to dive in to stop any kind of Bane grip. The Essence rings, he's got the yours up, of course, but Miracle, he's all on his lonesome here, but there's no control from Team Liquid because Morphling, he's dived in, killed off Wee, the Aegis down. She has BKB which respawns, she does not. But Liquid are disengaging, Mickey holding high ground here, still focusing Wee, who walks up the staircase. LSA misses, MC's down again. Kuroki has the borrowed time pop there, Hex forward onto NIGMA, but the chase onto Wee, the bigger target. Yours there, but the fear comes out, and in comes Morphling with a double kill. This Mickey Morph is seemingly
They caught
unstoppable
Ember
right now.
Spirit with the
And
grip.
finally, Insane in the first grip of the game that actually connects in more than half a second. It's got Miracle, and it allows Mickey to waveform in. Can he find a way out of this one? Miracle has got a remnant left. He only can slide and get himself out off the left-hand side. Miracle trying to dodge and dive, but Liquid, they're not giving up. They've got his number.
Miracle Man, he's a one-man army. With this kind of a build, Octarine Core Spell Prism, he can slide a fist all the time. It's impossible to catch him, and we see why. Mind Control didn't get any of the spells off in the previous fight. I believe this is game. Miracle had to use buyback. If they can catch him, Queen of Pain with either Fear or Hex. They're still jamming Boxy, so Glimmer Cape will not save him.
5,000 net worth swing now as NIGMA's lead completely removed. A slight, doing a lot of annoying little chip damage here, but that's sight into the fear. They brought out Miracle, another slight, but that's not enough. Dead for 2 minutes. And without your Beastmaster and Abaddon for about 30 seconds, and full time for Team Liquid.
And now
Morphling quickly shredding through them. Is it game? Is this enough?
I believe that's game. Lina will be out in 10 seconds. She actually buys back
Holy shit.
10 seconds before. It's really not worth it. They would still not be able to kill your throne. Very weird decision making from Wee. He's not gonna have buyback for the next fight. Now Morphling has enough to buy full Butterfly and have enough for buyback.
And has a Paladin sword as well. What else do we have? Leveler on the Queen of Pain. She can swap that in and out with a Timeless Relic when they do go for these base pushes. I didn't check then. Maybe she was already doing it when shoving tier 4s. Magic Lamp over on the Bane. Gonna be tremendously helpful when he gets inevitably dived by the Ember Spirit.
Bane job is to wait until Will-O-Wisp is gone, until Abaddon dies, and then just grip Ember Spirit. That's his job.
And Liquid coming in for round 2 onto those tier 4s. They know that Ember is down for 50 seconds. This is a 5 versus 4 that NIGMA are going to struggle with. Liquid have reveal, yes. Obs and Sentry up on the high ground, so no sneaky Shadowblade play from Mind Control available.
Yeah, there's also Gem being picked up on Timbersaw, who's also level 25.
Very true. They jump onto Wee, they turn back and Hex. But there's the force down. Tiger shoves Nicky away from danger. Still holding Manta and Satanic. Now Manta popped as Queen of Pain Timeless Relic up on her, still not going to the level of play. They know that a team play is about to break out. Tier 4 down, and no bullets for Radiant as they roar up the quad. Focus on the coin, but a lot of damage from Wii. They find the kill. Held there by the Wisp, and now the chase is on. Here comes Team NIGMA. Miracle is alive. Let's check around to the Morphling now. Nick in trouble. Scythed up. Do they get the chains? No. He's forced out away from danger. Liquid, this is going to be a difficult turnaround. Are you going to stick and hold your crown? Because NIGMA are ready. 5 versus 5. It's a close one.
They want to kill them all.
Restart cheese. Liquid very patiently just going to walk away from the fight like their parents told them to. Don't get involved with bullies. Just walk away.
Bottom lane and the top lane is being pushed in with 2 catapults, so they want to use that and just pressure the bottom tower. Only 2 heroes with the buybacks at the moment, Morphling and Timbersaw. No one else is even close. Okay, Keeper of the Light just killed a full creep and got 500 gold out of that.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Console. So much utility. But what's the next round of items for NIGMA?
Refresher on that Keeper of the Light. Right now, Liquid understands where the damage is coming from. Ember Spirit is annoying, but he's not dealing that much damage. So killing Lina is a much better option for them. Roche will may respawn in a minute and 30 seconds.
So with living armor and 30 reactive armor stacks, just shows on the wave and kind of signals to NIGMA saying, hello, I'm here, are you going to do anything about me? They're pinging the divide. Don't believe that's a target you could actually go on right now, though, as it is lane maintenance time for NIGMA. Shove out bottom, shove out top. Like you like to say, and Liquid just put themselves in a great position on this map, and it allows Insania now, that position 1 Bane, to go back into the pocket, farm very safely into the jungle as the rest of his team bodyguarding the map for him.
I guess Liquid just wants to wait for next Roche. Queen of Pain used buyback in the previous fight. Give her Aegis. It's also going to be Refresher or Aghanim Scepter upgrade.
Worthy tribute.
They are.
NIGMA not quite sure where they want to go. Do we smoke out of our base? Do we go push lanes? Well, let's just hold hands together, walk into the jungle. Okay. Double swipe from Miracle there. Not even going to pop the morph. Insania finishing his 2nd item of the game. Blink and Ether Lens now.
GH is getting closer to his Refresher, just 1.5k gold away. If he sells Medallion, that's just 1,000 gold. And that's not just double Will-O-Wisp, it's double Blinding Light and double Hex.
Hex onto the Morphling is going to be absolutely vital for them.
Make it with the casual 9,000 gold at the moment, level 28, thinking about getting Divine Rapier.
Yeah, he could go and just, buy a Moon Shard and consume it right now. Still have enough for buyback. And here comes NIGMA's smoke. So they got that lane all the way pushed out to River. Top lane is in an okay place. Necro units will come in, handle the rest. Bounty runes. Not here anymore. There's nothing here anymore, NIGMA. It's just a few creeps. There's some Thunder Hides. There's some little ogres. They're going to get some vision down at the very least. And this is the area of the map that they would ideally like to play into in the coming minutes if they can get themselves across the map. And maybe even push that bottom tier 3.
Bottom is fishing for any kind of information. Playing with the catapult wave.
Morphling.
Roche is up.
Scared.
Both of them have vision of it. Hawk and 1 courier scouting things out. It's a Refresher shard.
Tower is under attack.
In goes Boxy. No,
Dire's
he's
turret
swinging mid.
has been killed.
Again, they need to keep these lanes cleared out. The big problem is here, though, for NIGMA at the very least, is that both the tier 4's falling, leaving your throne exposed. You need to hold that glyph now just for the throne push. Because if Liquid commit for it, they have a tremendous amount of damage. Now, smoking up.
Radiant are scanning.
MC not showing on the lane. Shoving summons in towards the tier 3 down
Dire's
in that
bottom
bottom
tower
spot.
is under attack.
As NIGMA. I'm not sure if they realize what's happening right now, because Roshan dropping very quickly. GH scouted by the Dire Observer Ward, and Miracle making the jump in. Long range Remnant very speedily in and out as they hex and Will-O-Wisp of the Morphling. Mickey just BKB, jumps onto GH and slays the Cottle. Oh, okay, that's him down and buying back.
Still on the bottom lane.
Roki in a lot of trouble. Bottom lane Beastmaster is still going wild onto the barracks now after the tier 3 is fallen. And Liquid looking at TP home, but Select Chains canceling the case move across the ring. And Lina, the Yule's up from herself, still gonna get blown up. Where did
No buyback for Lina for 10 seconds. She doesn't have money.
Good catching out 3. Tiger's here with a perfect initiation. Now the fear connecting from Poison. GH is about to fall. Mickey finds the pickle. And Nigma falling apart. Insane is not even going to die here as Miracle unable to find the kill. He's feared yet again. And Nigma down 2 heroes. No buybacks on them. Mind Control is going for this multi-lane push. Taking down the full lane bottom. Now going for the roar on the courier and swinging him towards mid. But Liquid are here to answer it. TPN from Miracle. What's he going to do? Nothing. Straight back to Fountain.
That split push play. I mean, you got the tier 3 tower and Araxes, but I don't think that's the correct way. You need to be with the team. Having Aura and the Roar is much, much better. So now Mickey picked up full Divine Rapier and Apex. Who's holding on to Refresher? Probably Taiga. Yes, it is.
So now Mika can die once, move the BKB in, and have that safety net of Magic Immunity when he respawns out of the Aegis. Boxy deals with the bottom wave, so no more split push annoyances here. As Nigma down the Cottle and Lina for 50 seconds.
We invested all of his gold into that MKB, so no buyback for him.
As the Cottle's on cooldown for 6 minutes, it is indeed. And here come Liquid, it is throne time. It is out in the
They can just focus the throne, ignore the heroes, ignore that chip damage.
They just can't do anything up against it. What are they doing in the back end?
And Mika's gonna hit the throne. Come on, Mika.
He's smashed in there, he's 1v4ing, but your Ancient is dying. Morphling and clearing through, but then GG's cool. Liquid in game 1 versus Nigma.
Taking that throne without even taking a fight. They understand there's no Lina. She's not